Today, we're going to be taking a look at the best white theme loadout you can pick up in CS2. I'll be giving both budget and expensive options, so no matter what your price point is, there is an option in this video for you. If you go with the cheapest options, it will come in at $58.16, and all pricing on this list is based on the Steam market. You can pick it up for cheaper on third-party sites, which I will link in the description. Starting off with the Glock 18, the first budget option we have is the Block 18 in field tested condition, coming in at only 73 cents. As you can see from the weapon, it looks like a bunch of Legos, however, most of them are mainly white, which makes this a great option for a white theme loadout. The expensive option you can pick up for the Glock 18 is the Neo Noir in field tested condition. This comes in at $18.48. I personally am a bigger fan of the Block 18, and it is a cheaper option, however, let me know what you would pick. Moving over to the USPS, the first budget option we have here is the Ticket to Hell in minimal wear condition, coming in at 85 cents. Although this is a black based skin, I did include it on the list since there are a ton of white patterns going throughout the weapon. However, let me know if you would include this on a white themed loadout. If you don't believe the Ticket to Hell is a white themed loadout skin, your cheapest option would be the Neo Noir in field tested condition, coming in at $21.57. Once again, I'm not a huge fan of this weapon skin, however, this is the cheapest option if you don't believe the Ticket to Hell would fit a white theme loadout. One of the more expensive options you have and one of the cleanest white skins in CS2, this is the USPS print stream in field tested condition, coming in at $43.75. The final option we have for the USPS and the cleanest white theme loadout skin, this is the USPS whiteout in minimal wear condition, coming in at $104.58. If you don't have any budget to build this loadout, this is definitely the item I would pick up. If you're not a fan of the USPS and you use the P2000 instead, the only option you have here is the Ivory in minimal wear condition, coming in at only 25 cents. I definitely think this is an underrated skin, and it looks super clean in a white theme loadout. Jumping over to the P250, your budget option you have here is the Franklin in minimal wear condition, coming in at $1.79. I'm not a huge fan of the money going throughout the entire weapon, however, this is the cheapest option. Once again, if you do have an extremely high budget, I would recommend picking up the Whiteout in minimal wear condition, coming in at $90.84. Moving over to the 5.7, the budget option we have here is the Cami in minimal wear condition, coming in at $2.76. This is also a pattern-based skin, and there's a few patterns a lot of people try to find. Another great option you have for the 5.7 is the Boost Protocol in minimal wear condition. This comes in at $5.72, and it's another great budget option. Taking a look at the Tech 9, the first budget option you have here is the Bamboo Forest. In field tested condition, this comes in at $5.59. I think this is a great option for the Tech 9, and there's a ton of white throughout the skin. Once again, the most expensive option for this weapon will be the Whiteout in minimal wear condition, coming at $35.66. I definitely think this was a great add to the recent CS2 updates. Moving over to the CZ75, the only option we have here is the Tuxedo in minimal wear condition, coming in at $1.51. This is one of the most basic skins you can pick up in CS2, however, it looks great in a white theme loadout. Moving over to the Desert Eagle, the budget option we have here is the Mecha Industries in field tested condition, coming in at $6.27. The expensive option you have for the Desert Eagle is the Print Stream in field tested condition, coming in at $44.50. I would definitely recommend picking this one up if you do have the extra budget. This video was sponsored by Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is the best CS2 trading site with thousands of skins to choose from. Simply select the skins you don't want from your inventory, select the skins you do want, and press trade. You can get up to $5 completely free on your first trade if you use code CLAUDE, as well as a 35% deposit bonus on your balance while using code CLAUDE. If you don't have any skins in CS2 but want a free chance every day, they are always running 3 giveaways that are completely free to enter. Make sure to check them out with the link in the description below, and thanks again Skins Monkey for sponsoring the video. Moving over to the SMGs, starting it off with the P90, we're going to be picking up the Ashwood in minimal wear condition, coming in at only 40 cents. The expensive option we have for the P90 is the Asimov in minimal wear condition, coming in at $20.19. I'm a huge fan of how much the orange stands out on this weapon, and this is the one I would pick up for a white theme loadout. Moving over to the MP7, the budget option we have here is the Gunsmoke in field tested condition, coming at $1.88. Once again, for the expensive option, we're going to be picking up the Whiteout in minimal wear condition, coming in at $237.56. This is the last Whiteout on today's list. Jumping over to the MP9, the budget option we have here is the Airlock in field tested condition, coming in at $2.70. The other option we have for the MP9 is the Arctic Tritone in field tested condition, coming at $6.67. However, you can see a lot of wear on this weapon, so keep that in mind if you do pick it up. Moving over to the UMP45, the only option we have here is the Labyrinth in minimal wear condition, coming in at 25 cents. For the MAC-10, I would recommend picking up the Ensnared in factory new condition, coming in at only 41 cents. In my personal opinion, this is one of the best white skins you can pick up in CS2 while on a budget. To finish off the list for the SMGs, we're going to be picking up the PP BIZON Facility Sketch in factory new condition, coming in at only 6 cents. You can't go wrong with picking up this skin for the price. I will be giving away this Huntsman Knife Marble Fade in factory new condition when we hit 50,000 subscribers. All you need to do to enter this giveaway, subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment down below, and make sure your trade link or Steam ID are in the description of your YouTube channel. Jumping over to the main primary weapons, we're going to be starting off with the FAMAS. We only have one option here, which is the Mecha Industries. In field tested condition, this comes in at only $5.15. This is a great budget white option. For the GALIL AR, once again, we only have one option. This is the Tuxedo in minimal wear condition, coming in at $1.93. This does pair very well with the CZ75 that we did recommend earlier in this video. Moving over to the M4A1S, the budget option you have here is the Fizzy Pop. In field tested condition, this comes in at $2.18. It's a bit more of a yellow/off-white look. However, I did include it on the list, as the next cheapest option is around $40. The next cheapest option that you do have is the Mecha Industries. In field tested condition, this comes in at $41.64. I definitely would recommend picking this up if you do have a higher budget. The third option we have for the M4A1S is the Vaporwave in field tested condition. This is one of the more recent skins added to CS2 at $79.87. It does have a lot of color compared to the other white themed skins, so keep that in mind if you do want to pick this one up. The final option I would recommend for the M4A1S is the Print Stream in field tested condition, coming in at $410.18. If you do have a super high budget, this is the item I would pick up. For the M4A4, your budget option here is the Urban DD-Pat in minimal wear condition, coming in at 58 cents. However, as you can see, even in minimal wear condition, there are a ton of scratches shown. I would recommend picking it up in factory new if you do have a bit higher budget. The expensive option you have for the M4A4 is the Neo Noir in minimal wear condition, coming in at $21.85. Taking a look at the AK-47, the cheapest option you have here is the Frontside Misty. In field tested condition, this comes in at $19.90. Unfortunately, this is the cheapest white AK-47. However, another budget option you do have is picking up the Slate and adding 5 white stickers. The expensive option we have for the AK-47 is the Inheritance in field tested condition, coming in at $87.31. Moving over to the AWP, the budget option you have here is the Worm God in minimal wear condition, coming in at $2.82. There is some other color going throughout this weapon, however it is extremely white, so I would put this on the list. The next option we have for the AWP is the Neo Noir. In field tested condition, this comes in at $29.98. I personally think the Neo Noir looks the best on the AWP, however let me know in the comments which skin you prefer. The most expensive option we have for the AWP is the Print Stream in field tested condition, coming in at $75.99. Moving over to the Scout, the only option I would recommend picking up is the Rapid Transit in field tested condition, coming in at 98 cents. To help you guys build the white theme loadout in CS2, I will be giving away one Glock 18 Neo Noir in field tested condition when this video hits 400 likes. All you need to do to enter the giveaway, drop a like on the video, comment down below your favorite white themed skin from this list, and make sure to join the Discord for more exclusive giveaways. Taking a look at some glove and knife combos for a white themed loadout, the gloves we have here are the Snow Leopards in field tested condition, coming in at $605. We paired this with a paracord Urban Mask. In minimal wear condition, this comes in at $149. You can swap this item out for any other item with the Urban Mask finish on any of the knives in CS2. Another glove and knife combo you can pick up for a white theme loadout, we have the Smokeout gloves in minimal wear condition, coming in at $445. This is paired with a Stiletto Urban Mask in minimal wear condition, coming in at $316. This is the max white pattern with pattern 402. However, look for some other patterns with the most white. Also for the agent, I would recommend picking up number K, coming in at $65. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this white theme loadout video in CS2, and hopefully you found some items on this list that you can pick up and add to your inventory. If you enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.